The nonprofit organization Cancer Awareness and Resource Network is holding its annual golf outing to raise money for cancer fighters and survivors. A special guest is legendary African-American golfer Jim Thorpe. The PGA and Champions Tour winner will be on hand to conduct a golf clinic. Proceeds from the event help cancer patients and their families with everyday needs such as food, clothing, and paying bills. Here to tell us more is the organization's president, Keith White, along with event coordinator and cancer survivor, Deidra Moody. Welcome to American Black Journal. Yeah, what a great idea for an event. The idea, play golf and help people who are struggling with cancer. Tell us a little more about Chip Away at Cancer.
Well, sometimes we say all the time, party with a purpose. And so we're going to golf with a purpose. Mm-hmm. We've got, as you said, legendary golfer.
Yeah, Jim Thorpe, that's a big deal.
Pro, absolutely. And he's coming in, this is his second year coming in. Mm-hmm. Came in last year, did a fantastic job. And so we, before he left last time, we asked him if he can come back this year. He agreed. And so we are going to be chipping away at cancer again.
Yeah, yeah. The idea of helping cancer patients out with everyday needs. It's one of the things I don't think people think about is that when you get sick and need to go into treatment or maybe even be in the hospital, other things sometimes don't get taken care of.
Absolutely. And so we know that a lot of people focus in on cancer research. And I'm not mad about that because that's a necessary component.
Right.
But when you're in the fight, you need some help right here, right now. So that's what we do. We raise money for that particular purpose.
Yeah. Deidra, you're a cancer survivor as well as the event coordinator.
I am.
Yeah. Tell us a little about your experience with this.
Well, my experience is I am a 2-year breast cancer survivor.
Wow.
And as a result of that, I have joined on this mission with Mr. Keith White to encourage individuals who need assistance. As a breast cancer survivor, I realized on my journey that I needed a lot of help.
Is that right?
And the bills needed to be paid. Even though I still worked, I did need assistance with food and different things that you have to do differently as a result of the illness.
Yeah.
And so I've joined on his crusade and loving every moment of it.
Yeah, yeah. What for you is the attraction to the event itself? I mean, you're the event coordinator, of course.
Well, for one, the guests.
The guests, right? That's a big sell.
The guests. I mean, there are top of the line individuals that will be at this event. And I think the coming together is what makes it even more exciting.
Yeah.
However, I don't golf, but
I don't either.
I learned last year.
Is that right?
As a result of being out there with them on last year.
Yeah.
So just bringing people together, getting them to understand the importance of the resources compact, and that people need help.
Yeah.
There's people out here that need help.
What was it that attracted you to this issue in the first place?
Well, actually, in 2014, my wife was diagnosed with ovarian cancer after first she was diagnosed with a severe case of gas. Later to find out she was in the 3rd stage of ovarian cancer. And so going through that fight, and I know the issues that we had, and so actually, it was really her idea. We met a young lady while my wife was going through the process, who had a 3-year-old, 5, and a 9-year-old, and her husband left. She was diagnosed before Thanksgiving. He left her before Christmas.
Oh no!
And it was my wife who said, "We have to help her."
Yeah.
Mind you, my wife had just come out of surgery, and so we've been helping people ever since.
Talk about the disparities that we see in terms of cancer diagnosis, cancer care between African Americans and other populations. I'm curious about your experience with cancer, whether you feel like you've gotten the kind of care and treatment that you need to.
Well, I think one of the things that I realized when I was on the journey is that there wasn't a lot of cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And so what happens is a lot of times when you get the diagnosis, you're looking for someone who understands. And I needed someone who really understood. And that part was difficult to find.
Yeah. Does that necessarily mean somebody who's had a similar experience? Do you feel like that's who you need at that point?
Absolutely. The fact that they went through the journey, what was the journey like? I needed to find out, is it as bad as they really say?
Yeah.
You know, I needed that reassurance. And so it was important for me to connect. And I think sometimes in our communities, we don't always know how to go about getting those connections.
Right, right.
And Cancer Awareness Resource Network is just an awesome opportunity for people to realize that they are out there.
They're not by themselves, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. What about in your wife's experience with diagnosis and treatment and things like that?
So through our journey, and we were slightly different because she worked in a hospital, in a cancer hospital herself.
Wow.
And so we were in a slightly different situation. However, while going through the process, I saw so many people. And that's when I knew that this was something we had to do. I share with people all the time, I love what I do, I just hate why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because I see so many people on a regular basis who didn't have the opportunities that we have and the insurance and things like that.
Sure.
And so again, that's another reason why we stepped up and stepped out to help people in this in their time of need.
Yeah. Talk about some of the people who've benefited from this over the years, this program.
So we do a thing called Santa Joy. And every year we have at least 5 families. We give them what we call the Santa list. And we, so far, thank God, we've been able to fulfill everything on
Is that right?
list. We've been doing that since 2015.
Wow, wow.
And then for our chipping away at cancer and our Colors of Cancer, Race for Resources, the different events that we have, we're always writing checks to people.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, I was out at Home Depot a week and a half ago. I was building a garden at home. And there was a lady who was in line. She had a pink scarf on. And I'm just looking at her because certain things just draw my attention.
Yeah.
And I noticed that she was bald. And so I asked her, are you a cancer fighter? And she looked at me and she said, yes. And she was having some issues at the register. And so I just asked the attendant, let me help her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we became, I'm not sure if I would say friends, but we have, we've talked quite a bit since then.
Wow.
And so those are the things that we do just to help people.
Yeah.
Because you never know. One of the things that I share with people all the time, with my wife right now, we know what's going on with her.
Yes.
But the rest of us walking around day by day, we don't know what's going on.
Right, unless you go to the doctor and get checked out.
Something's going to happen to all of us at some point in time. It may not be that severe, but at the end of the day, we know what's going on with her. And so me, you know, I'm walking around, something could happen to me at a moment.
You never know when that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, was your experience with that a surprise, or was this something that the doctors caught when they were supposed to?
Well, it wasn't really a surprise. I found it myself. And then I went to the doctor, and then they confirmed it. And as a result of that situation happening, I had to go on this journey, which I knew nothing about. But the encouragement from my church family, the encouragement from my family made the journey not so difficult.
Yeah.
Even as a result of coming out, I started also my own support group. And so what I do is I encourage fighters that they can make it through the journey, through their chemo, through their radiation, and through the surgeries. And so I am currently doing that right now at this time.
Yeah, no, that's
awesome
really
job,
amazing.
too.
I know, I mean, it's amazing that you're able to do that after, your own experience.
Yes. And the reason why is because I felt there was a need.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure Keith will probably feel the same way as me. I'm trying to figure out a way that we can find a solution to some problems. And this is what we do, is we're finding a solution to a problem.
Right.
And there's a lot of people in our community that need assistance. They need support groups. They need resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations on the program. It'll be great to have Jim Thorpe here again doing the event with you guys, and you'll help a lot of people. I'm certain of that.
So the event date is August the 10th.
August 10th. We'll have that on our website too
Absolutely.
for the viewers. All right. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.